Welcome to the Learn Auto Body and Paint Show.
Hey! Welcome. We are on live tonight. Thank you for getting on to the Learn Auto Body and Paint Show. Okay, a very, very common question. Tonight, we're going to talk about what parts or trim you should remove when painting a car. And I'm going to give you some ideas and some reasons why you might want to not worry about it and leave them on or take them off. There's a lot of situations and it all really depends, okay? But before we get into the main show tonight, I'm going to show you stuff on my truck tonight. Just type in the chat if this is your first time watching. I just want to see first timers on here. How many of you guys in here are kind of wondering how far to go when disassembling your car? What parts to take off? So let's get into the little project here. Check it out. Let's get into some meat of the content and then we'll do some quick Q&A. So I'm gonna do a quick demo tonight on this truck. Very, very quickly. We're gonna walk around. We're gonna take some parts off the truck and I'm gonna talk about why I'm taking them off and why you may wanna do the same types of stuff to your car. So let's get to it. All right, so when doing a complete paint job, it all depends on how much of a good job you want to do, right? How anal are you when you're doing an auto body paint job, right? Do you want to make an impression and do a nice job, or do you want to go half-ass and just do something that just a quickie? Okay, it all depends quickie. So for me with this truck, I'm going to do a custom paint job on it. I want it to come out nice. So I'm gonna take everything off. I'm gonna take these caps off. I'm gonna take the lights out. I'm gonna sand these stickers down and get new stickers. I'm taking my windshield wipers off. I'm gonna take my mirrors off. I'm gonna take the bumper cover off because I have a little repair to do to it. So pretty easy. I got my little tool here, okay? Little tool. I forgot what you call them, but I use it all the time. And it's good for taking out moldings, okay? You go back, it's good for taking out trim as well. Go in the back here, and you just pop it, okay? And you can pop it on the sides here. Everything is all basically on with clips. Show you how this looks here. We'll take it off. Okay, so we got our marker light connected to it here in the back, okay? And everything's on by these little clips here. You can see these little clips, okay? They just snap on. Sometimes you will break them. Sometimes they will break. And that's part of the process. Sometimes there's nothing you could do. You gotta pull them off and they break off. So if they break off, you just gotta buy new clips, snap them back in here, and then you're good to go again. Let's see if I could take one of these off to show you. Okay, so you could buy these clips. You go to the dealer, you could buy them, you could check on eBay, check on Amazon, you could buy them, okay? And then you could just snap them back on, and then they just snap back on. Pretty cool. So we're gonna show them the mirror here, and take off the mirror quickly. Okay? And what I like to do is, I will take off the parts like this. And parts like this, if you wanna custom paint them, you could absolutely sand them, primer them, and custom paint them to the same color of the car if you want to, or you could paint them another color, totally different, okay? So Maya, please put that in the truck for me on the seat. And these screws, you could always put these in a little container, or you could just put them back in for now. I'll just screw them in, and then I'll just paint them as well, because you're not gonna see them. Another thing I usually take off if I'm doing a complete paint job are these molding weather strips here for the window. So I roll the window down, okay? And these, they usually just snap. They snap up. Okay, so if I do a quick pull here, boom, they snap out. This is the inside molding here, okay? I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take the outside out. They just snap. Sometimes you'll have a screw at the very end. From the inside, you'll have a screw. Okay, if you want to get a nice paint job, it's good to take these off. So you can see that sometimes these things are on really well, and I did scratch up in here to get them out. but you're not gonna see that when you paint it.
Yeah.
This is all gonna be covered. What I did was, I thought she had us on video. I had to go underneath here like this, and then I hit it like this. Boom. I had to do that a couple of times to break it off, but you can see that we're all good here. The stripping is out, and I like to take them out. This way, when we're doing our body work and when we're sanding, we can easily mask off from the inside, paint it, and it's gonna look nice when we put them back. And before I put them back, I like to get some lacquer thinner and wipe these nice and clean. They look brand new again. You just use a little bit of lacquer thinner and take it, it comes really nice, and then you put them on, they look amazing again. This comes off, okay? It just fits right underneath, okay? Be careful with these clips here. Okay, so we got our rain guard out, okay?
I think I can take these.
I'm just gonna show you guys one side. Yes, pull. Pull slowly. Okay, boom. And this is off now. Okay, so we got all the rubber off of this door. This is unscripted. I just did it live in front of you. Go ahead now. I'll just roll the window back up.
It's so easy that an 8-year-old can pull it out. Maybe
Okay.
a 6-year-old.
Now you gotta remember, there's no molding now for the window. Okay, so what I usually like to do is put a piece of tape around it and then roll it back in. But now there's no molding here. The handle is gonna stay. I'm not gonna take the glass out of the door. I'm not gonna worry about the glass. I'm just gonna mask it off and shoot it. Again, it all depends on how much you want to do. Are you that anal that you want to take all the glass out? Hey, if it's a personal project and if you really want to go down to the bone like that, you can. It all depends on what you want to do. I'm not a glass guy. I was never a glass guy. I can take out windows, but I don't like taking out windshields and the back windshields. I have a glass guy that I used to call. He used to come to the shop, take the glass out, hold it for me. When I'm ready, when I'm done with the car, they'll come in and install it. All right, so, and I suggest you guys doing that too, because if you crack a windshield, you're looking at least $250, $350 to get one replaced and all that. So I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna mask off my front weather strip here and window. I'm not gonna take it off. That's how we roll, all right? Because I'm not gonna go that crazy. This is not a gold, I'm not gonna make $1 million on this truck, so it's not gonna really matter. It's a personal truck for me. Go like this, okay? Give it a tug or two, and you take your windshield wiper off, put the bolt back on. You could get a piece of tape, put it on here, mark it, passenger side. I usually put a P and a D. This is a right-hand drive, this side, so this would be my passenger side on the left side here. I got my little tape roll here, check this out. I need a marker. Go get a marker over there. It's on the table. So I will go like this, and I will just put a P here really quickly, so I know. And when I'm done, I'm actually gonna paint these like a nice flat black. Tony, what is the difference between lacquer thinner, mineral spirits, paint thinner, and acetone? I use paint thinner to clean a hood before painting finish look brushed on. Okay, paint thinner sucks. Paint thinner is for house paint. You don't wanna use that stuff. Mineral spirits sucks. There's no real lacquer in it to really wipe off paint or do anything. That stuff is good to mix with Rust-Oleum paint if you wanna thin out paint, mineral spirits. That stuff is garbage. Acetone is used to make ice. I don't use acetone for anything. You wanna use lacquer thinner to clean out your spray guns, clean your hands with it to some extent. But you wanna use lacquer thinner to take off glue on panels. Lacquer thinner is the stuff you wanna use. It's strong and it's useful. What parts or trim should you remove when painting a car? It all comes down to personal preference. How much of a nice paint job do you wanna do? Obviously, the more stuff you take off, the less you have to be tedious when masking. The nicer the paint job is gonna come out, because you're not gonna have to worry about getting overspray on your trim or lights or any of that stuff. So I'm gonna be taking the front bumper cover off. The lights are gonna come out. My lights are gonna come out. My corner lights are gonna come out from the front bumper cover. I gotta do some body work to this bumper. You can see the bottom was cracked here. We're gonna show you exactly step by step how to repair cracks like this and fix this. Big, huge scuffs like this could be easily sanded smooth with 80 grit, coated with a little bit of body filler Bondo, refinished, and made look like new again. Okay, we have a little scraping down here, not a problem. We have a little dent here. This front piece is gonna come off. I don't know what color I'm gonna paint it, probably black. I did some little flame graphics here on the side. What do you think? Should I do some flames on this thing? I was thinking of painting, you know, the flames the same color as this light housing here. Maybe like blue with blue flames. I don't know. I don't know yet. But take off what you can, you know? That's basically it. All the rubbers, if you could take out all the rubber moldings if possible, take them off. I'm not taking the back window out, and I'm not taking the front windshield out. That's gonna be masked up because I'm not gonna go crazy with the truck. If it was a classic, different story. That's just a rough idea. You could see here, we took off the grill, we took off the emblem because I'm putting a new emblem here. You know, our marker lights were taken off, our headlights are taken out. This bumper cover was painted separately. This way we could paint all underneath, right? Nicely and even. This overspray here was from the previous painter because this bumper was painted before. This wasn't from me. I had the bumper removed when I did it. You know, so that's pretty much it. All right, guys? So I hope you enjoyed the little show tonight. What PSI to shoot epoxy primer? It depends on how thick it is. Usually you want to see how it's shooting out. So you could be shooting from 20 PSI, from 18 PSI to 28 PSI. I don't know how thick your primer is, what tip size you're using. It's all gonna depend on that. David, you have three options. You could do interior and door jambs one day, paint and clear it, and you're done. And then do the outside another day. That's one way. The other way is do everything at once. You could do your interior painting and exterior painting all in one day. And the other way is just do your outside first, let that dry. And then the next day you mask it off and you just do the interior, the door jambs, under the hood, under the trunk, and all that. Come on, we gotta get to 100 people tonight.
I know, I really want to win.
100 people watching tonight. Oh, if you're doing like a metallic paint job or a candy paint job, it's best to have all of your panels on the car, okay? You don't want to paint the car in pieces when you're doing custom colors because you may end up with different colors. You know, you're not gonna have an even shot. That's the deal. When you're doing candy, make sure even if you're doing like a custom body kit color, you wanna make sure those panels are on the car, one piece. This way, when you're doing your custom color, it's on. If you're doing like a solid color, nothing really custom, you could do it all in pieces, okay? I hope this helps. Does this kind of clear things up for you? I have a damaged clear coat due to the sun heat. Can I spray clear coat only I don't know why everybody asks this question, but I get asked this question so many times it's ridiculous. People are like, I have damaged car. Can I just sand the clear coat and just spray clear coat on top of it? You're already doing all the hard work. You might as well spray a nice base coat, new fresh base coat color on it, and then do your clear coat. Because as you're feathering that chipped clear coat, you're gonna be digging through the paint. You're gonna be sanding through the metal in some areas, right? It's not gonna come out nice. It's gonna look like SHIT, literally. So if you're gonna be sanding down faded clear coat, prepare to basically give it a brand new paint job, all right? And we show you how to do that step by step in VIP as well. How many days to wait for wet sand and buff? I like to wait, it depends. If you're doing a customer job and you gotta get the car out tomorrow or the day, you could buff it the day after and get it out, okay? Just don't wax it. Wax, you wanna wait at least 2 weeks for the paint to cure. I like to wait a good month because I'm not in a rush with any of my custom paint jobs. I'll wait a month before I color sand and buff it. I painted this last month. I haven't color sanded and buffed it yet. I painted my Miata last year and I haven't color sanded and buffed it yet. I plan to do that within the next couple of weeks. So my Miata has 2 heavy coats of clear on it. I plan to color sand and buff that very, very soon, and it's gonna come out perfect. Thank you everybody for getting on tonight. I appreciate the crowd. I appreciate you getting on. Thank you so much. I do this for all of you out there. Please like, please share, please tell your friends and other family members about the show. Meet us on next week. And yes, they do still make shop line. Have fun with your strawberries. And we will see you on next week. Please like our videos. Thank you guys. I'll see you at Learn Auto Body VIP. Have a great night.